Hello, and welcome to Hammergate Radio Communications. Hope you are having an amazing January. My name is Adiola Gbadebo, and I will be your host on a new program running on your favorite online radio, Hammergate Radio Communications. This new series is titled Empowering the Next Generation for Future Innovations, and I'm glad to welcome you to the very maiden edition. In today's very dynamic and ever-changing workplace and business landscape, the age demographics is gradually changing, with more of the younger generations taking up increasing roles and responsibilities within organizations. Much more than ever, these members of the younger generations must be prepared to anticipate innovative changes in our very fast-paced world and take the lead in aligning corporate vision and innovation. This means that the future generations must be armed and empowered with the right strategic skills, accurate knowledge, sound behavioral competencies, up-to-date technologies, and innovative business models if they would be relevant in tomorrow's dynamic future. In this new series, we'll be taking an in-depth look into the attitudinal peculiarities of these custodians of the future, exploring how to align them with sustainable strategic models, highly productive skills, and abilities to have stable organizational structure and culture. Perhaps more important, we'll be exploring the place of mentoring, training, and vision implementation in preparing the younger generations for the next phase of building a strong and lasting organization. This series is not one to miss, and it is geared to help you and your organization get ready for the future. And it will be airing every Thursday by 5 p.m. West African time, 11 a.m. Eastern time on MixLR. We look forward to having you. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace, with advancements in technology, science, and various other fields. By empowering the next generation, what we're actually doing is investing in the future of our society. Successfully navigating the dynamic and fast-paced business landscape requires a combination of strategic approaches, skills development, and a forward-thinking mindset. So the question to ask is this: as leaders, how can we prepare the next generation for the task ahead? What steps or deliberate interventions can we take to make this happen? What strategies are we going to deploy to help the younger generation take on leadership roles and align corporate vision with innovation? To answer these questions, I think we need to understand the importance of some certain concepts that help in creating an atmosphere that is conducive for leadership, development, and empowering people by helping them develop a mindset that is not only creative, forward-thinking, but also innovative and resilient. We need to create a mindset that is ready to do what it takes to achieve its aim and objectives. We've got to have a mindset that is resilient enough to overcome all challenges that may come their way. So in all this, we can also ask some follow-up questions. I can ask, what is the role of mentoring and coaching in empowering the future generation? What role do current leaders who are occupying positions, what roles have they got to play in empowering the future generation? What kind of mindsets must we develop? What kind of people must we become in order to adequately reach out to this group of individuals, these young people? How do we reach out to them? What's the best method? What's the best strategy that we need to adopt? What are the things that we need to take into consideration in order to reach out to them? What are the traits, attitudes, and peculiarities noticeable in these young people that can help us in identifying them within an organization? Essentially, what I'm saying is there are some traits, some attitudes, some competencies that such people display that will help you, set them apart, and then deliberately put a program or a plan of leadership development to them, plunge them into that program, and then they can turn out to be what we want them to be, and essentially preparing them to take on, the baton of leadership. These and many more questions we intend to answer and unravel in this series. That's why I say a good place to start will be to justify the need to empower the next generation at all. Why do we need to empower them at all? What good will that do for us? What is the advantage of doing so? So, empowering the next generation is essential for fostering a thriving and sustainable future. I said earlier that when we empower the next generation, we're essentially investing in the future of our society. So I have a few points for discussion that we can consider as a justification for this empowerment. How about innovation and progress? We must understand that the next generation holds the key to innovation and progress. By empowering them with knowledge, skills, and resources, we're encouraging them to develop new ideas, new technologies, and solutions that can address the current and future challenges. Economic growth is another point. A well-educated and empowered youth contributes significantly to economic growth. By providing them with quality education and the opportunities, we ensure that they enter the workforce equipped with the skills needed for a rapidly evolving global economy. Now, empowering the next generation is also crucial for driving positive change and social change, a positive social change, and promoting equality. By instilling values of tolerance, inclusivity, and diversity, we can create a society that is fair and just, fostering a sense of responsibility and empathy among the youth. When we do this, we are ensuring that these youth do not become a menace to our society. They become a tool of positive change. The next generation will also bear the brunt of environmental challenges, making it imperative to equip them with the knowledge and tools necessary for sustainable practices. We hear about the climate change. The weather keeps changing. Even in Nigeria currently, we're experiencing the kind of weather that's a bit confusing to us. Now, we need to, empower them to be environmentally conscious and responsible so they will contribute to the preservation of our planet. There's also global competitiveness. In an interconnected world, global competitiveness is paramount. What we say is the world is a global village. And you can post a video in the most remote village in Nigeria, as long as there's access to internet, and that video can go viral all over the world. Now, so by investing in education and skills development for the younger generation, we ensure that our societies remain competitive to the international stage, fostering a robust and resilient global community. These people will not exist in isolation. They will compete on the global stage. And empowered youth are more likely to be actively engaged in their communities. So by fostering a sense of community and social responsibility, we contribute to the development of cohesive societies that work together for the greater good. I said earlier, they become positive tools of change instead of a menace to the society. Adaptability and resilience. The future is uncertain. There are constant changes in technology, in society, and the environment. Now, if we empower the next generation with adaptability and resilience, they will be able to navigate the challenges and seize opportunities. This will ensure a more resilient and dynamic society. Cultural preservation. Empowering the youth includes preserving and passing on cultural heritage, traditions, and values. What we currently experience in a country is, the values have been eroded, but we need a resurgence of those values and virtues, so we can create a society that values education, that values innovation, hard work, diligence, honesty, and many other positive virtues. Every organization, be it government or private, must deliberately invest in leadership development. Investing in the next generation facilitates the development of future leaders. So by providing them with mentorship, education, and opportunities for leadership roles, we ensure the continuity of effective and ethical leadership. We need to allow the young ones to take on leadership roles at different stages. And it's something that is deliberate, something that we have to plan. Because we can ask ourselves the questions, is it that the younger ones are not getting opportunities for leadership. That's not the case. What really is that those who got or who have got those opportunities, how have they been able to perform in such roles? And that boils down to the preparation, the leadership development plan that they were plunged or not plunged into. An empowered youth is also more likely to prioritize their health and well-being by promoting healthy lifestyles and a mental well-being. So by empowering them, we contribute to a happier and more productive and stable society. So empowering the next generation is not just a moral imperative. It's not just something that we do as we are just compelled to do it, but it is also strategic investment in the long-term well-being and prosperity of our societies. By providing the youth with necessary tools and opportunities, we pave the way for a brighter and more sustainable future. So now let's try and answer some of the questions we've asked earlier. We have asked, what is the role of mentoring and coaching in empowering the future generation? What is the role of mentoring and coaching? So mentoring and coaching play crucial roles in empowerment of the next generation by providing guidance, support, and valuable insights to help individuals reach their full potential. And here's the way by which this mentoring and coaching contributes to the empowerment. One, knowledge transfer. As one who's been involved in change management and transition management of companies of one generation to the other and being involved in succession planning, I found out that 75 to 80% of the knowledge, of organizational knowledge, is not in policy. They are not in books. They are in the heads, they are in the brain of individuals, leaders who have been involved in the running of an organization over a period of time. And there's a need to transfer that knowledge to the next generation. Else, when such people eventually retires or they are no longer available, we don't find ourselves in a situation where the knowledge that that person has acquired dies with that person, and then we would have to start from scratch. So when we talk about knowledge transfer, mentors and coaches share their experience, their knowledge, and wisdom with mentees. They help them gain insights into various aspects of life, work, and personal development. The knowledge transfer is essential for the next generation to build on existing expertise and navigate challenges effectively. There's an adage that says, I was able to see far and further than my contemporaries because I stood on the shoulders of giants. Mentoring helps the mentee, a mentor helps the mentee to see far ahead, helps them to be able to concentrate, to focus. So mentoring and coaching also offers opportunities for skills development. Mentors and coaches, can identify areas for improvement, provide constructive feedback, and guide individuals in acquiring the necessary skills for personal and professional development. We will get to a point where we'll be talking about the competencies required for leading oneself, for leading others, and then those ones required for leading an organization. Majority of these can be provided by mentors, and that is by deliberately attaching, people to some, mentor to leaders who will help them, sometimes they may attend meetings with them, see how they take decisions and other things. It also helps in confidence building. Positive reinforcement and encouragement from mentors and coaches can boost the confidence of the next generation, can boost the confidence of the mentee. And believing in one's ability is a key factor in empowerment. Because if you don't believe in yourself, there's no amount of knowledge that is poured into you. You are not going to make the best use of it. A mentor plays a vital role, a pivotal role in instilling this self-confidence. We also know that mentors open doors to valuable networks and connections, providing the next generation with access to opportunities, resources, and a broader community. Mentors have wide networks, resources that they can introduce the next generation to. This young mentee would meet other people and thereby growing their network. One of the things that we say is your network determines your net worth. So networking is essential for personal and professional growth, and mentors can facilitate introductions and connections that may not be readily available. You may have knocked on certain doors and those doors don't open up. You may have a mentor that does not need to knock before going into those doors. So mentoring helps in creating those networks, expanding those connections. Mentors and coaches also, they help in, setting goals, the setting of those goals, the implementation of those goals, and, assessment of the goals later. The process helps individuals to clarify their objectives, to map out their plans, and stay focused on their aspirations. Because goal setting is a fundamental aspect of personal development itself. And mentors can share experience on how setting those goals help them to rapidly climb the ladder of leadership. Mentors also provide what we call emotional support. Because the mentor-mentee relationship, often extends beyond the professional guidance, but they provide those emotional support. Because sometimes having someone to confide in, to share concerns with, to seek advice from, can significantly contribute to the emotional well-being and resilience of the person. The mentor can share with you some of those challenges that they've also gone through. And those challenges may be similar to what you are currently going through. And then you would understand that, sometimes you can think it's because of your inexperience or inefficiencies that you are facing some challenges. But the mentor can help you see clearly to know that those challenges will naturally come. And as you are able to overcome them, then, you are gaining more experience and more, your expertise is actually growing. It helps you in decision making next time, helps in decision making, helps in negotiation skills also. So mentoring and coaching can nurture leadership. So when we talk about leadership development must be deliberate. It is strategic and deliberate. It has to be. So because it helps in delivering, fostering corporate governance, which helps in running organizations ethically and with expertise. And this is needed both in the private sector and in the public sector, in government parastatals. And some of these young people will eventually be groomed to go into politics, or they may be appointed as technocrats into different positions. Now, mentoring and coaching can play a role in promoting diversity and inclusion. Mentors can help individuals from underrepresented groups navigate challenges. There are some challenges that are peculiar to people who have some certain backgrounds. Maybe they come from educationally disadvantaged areas, like is defined by the federal government of Nigeria. There are some areas they call them educationally disadvantaged. Where you don't have, those are places where there might not be too many things to inspire and encourage who want to get an education. Well, there are some areas that you are living, everybody sends their children to school. So what will you be doing leaving your child at home? Everyone is inspired to get educated in those places. So some of these groups have to navigate these challenges. They may have to break barriers and advocate for inclusivity in various spheres of life. What some mentors who also came from that area, if you are able to see someone who comes from that area who shares that kind of background with you, that has been able to transcend and overcome such challenges, it encourages you to also be able to keep moving ahead. Now, mentors create they help you with continuous learning, because in a rapidly changing world, continuous learning is essential. Mentoring and coaching encourage, a mindset of lifelong learning, adaptability, and curiosity, enabling the next generation to stay relevant and thrive in evolving environments. Some of the things that we have spoken about today, we've talked about the importance. We've essentially tried to justify the empowerment of future generations, that we need to empower them for various reasons. A majority of those reasons all point to the fact that in doing so, we will have been creating a better society, and that the future is more likely to be better than the present. Some of the people who are in position of leadership today may not have been adequately prepared. So the way they handle some of those challenges may take them a while to overcome. But what we're also saying is that with mentoring deliberate mentoring, deliberate plan for leadership development for the next generation becomes an adequate preparation for them to take on those roles, those leadership roles. And now they are aware of those challenges that are coming, especially while they share with mentors. It becomes easier. The mentors help them to navigate and avoid the pitfalls and the mistakes they made in the past. So, and these are valuable lessons that we can take away from this episode. We have come to the end of today's episode. Join us same time next week, same station. Thank you for listening.